17 AA games you won't regret buying. Number 17, Nine Souls. At first glance, Nine Souls might seem like another generic indie Metroidvania, but it's anything but. Developed by Red Candle Games, the studio behind cinematic horror hits like Devotion. This game takes a sharp turn into side-scrolling action. While it might give off a Hollow Knight vibe with its visuals, the focus here is on parry mechanics and relentless difficulty. This game doesn't ease you in. It's tough from the start and only ramps up as you progress. The animations are stunning, the combat is fast and responsive, and the boss battles are intense. However, if parrying isn't your thing, you might want to steer clear. For those who enjoy a challenge, Nine Souls is a must-play. Number 16, Dread Delusion. Made by a small indie team, Dread Delusion punches above its weight, aiming for a Bethesda-style RPG experience. Set in a surreal world of floating islands, the game emphasizes player freedom. You can build your character however you like, whether as a wizard, thief, or warrior, and explore at your own pace. While the combat isn't groundbreaking, it adds just enough challenge to enhance the game's exploration-focused design. The story is wildly imaginative. You're an inquisitor in a world where gods are hunted, and their worshippers operate in secret. If you can get past the deliberately abrasive visuals, you'll find one of the most unique RPGs out there. Number 15, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Simogo, the creators of Sayonara Wild Hearts, return with this heavily stylized puzzle game set in a sprawling mansion. Blending eerie, off-kilter vibes with intricate puzzles, the game draws comparisons to Killer 7. The mansion is a visual feast, packed with secrets, shortcuts, and brain-teasing challenges. With its unique atmosphere and cryptic narrative, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is best experienced with as few spoilers as possible. If the aesthetic appeals to you, it's definitely worth checking out. Number 14, Unicorn Overlord. Vanillaware is no stranger to the AA realm, and with Unicorn Overlord, they've created one of their most well-rounded games to date. It combines open-world RPG elements with real-time strategy gameplay, offering a mix of familiar mechanics and innovative systems. The standout feature is the unit-building mechanic, where you can create squads of up to 5 characters, each with unique strengths and weaknesses. This adds a layer of tactical depth while remaining approachable for newcomers. Beyond battles, the game features a fully explorable overworld filled with side quests and mini-games, making it far more expansive than traditional strategy games. While the story isn't groundbreaking, the gameplay and world-building more than make up for it. If you're a fan of tactical games, this is a must-play. Number 13, Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. This overlooked Souls-like distinguishes itself with an ancient Greek setting, offering a fresh take on the genre. The combat, while not revolutionary, is solid and bolstered by a diverse range of enemies. The game's real strength lies in its sprawling, interconnected world, a hallmark of the Souls formula. Exploring its vast, varied environments brings back the sense of wonder reminiscent of early Dark Souls experiences. With numerous bosses, engaging exploration, and a passionate, handcrafted feel, Asterigos is a hidden gem that deserves more attention. Number 12, American Arcadia. What looks like a typical indie side-scroller at first glance quickly reveals itself as something far more ambitious. Mixing cinematic platforming with first-person sequences, American Arcadia blends multiple gameplay styles in a way that feels fresh and innovative. The story, presented with a unique visual flair, is central to the experience. The game's multi-perspective narrative draws comparisons to Inside, but expands on the concept with creative cross-cutting between its two protagonists. With its polished presentation and engaging story, this title is a love letter to modern cinematic platformers. Number 11, Solar Ash. Solar Ash, the unexpected follow-up to Hyper Light Drifter, feels like a mix of Super Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury, and Jet Set Radio Future. Set in a surreal, pastel-hued world, you navigate the landscape on laser skates, gather collectibles, and face off against massive Shadow of the Colossus-style bosses. The game throws a lot at you, but the standout feature is the fluid and exhilarating movement system, which ties everything together beautifully. While there is a story, the real highlight lies in mastering your abilities to traverse the world. If you're into games with satisfying rail grinding mechanics, Solar Ash delivers a one-of-a-kind experience. It's a departure from Hyper Light Drifter, but in a way that still feels connected to its spirit. It's creative, fun, and genuinely unique. Number 10, the Talos Principle 2. The sequel to one of the greatest puzzle games ever made. The Talos Principle 2 gets a huge upgrade with Unreal Engine 5, bringing a stunning new look to its world. Whether it surpasses the original is up for debate, but that speaks volumes about how amazing the first game was. The sequel introduces numerous quality-of-life improvements, eliminating most of the timing-based puzzles and the often frustrating floating bombs. Some might find the puzzles easier as a result, but they're also less tedious, which makes for a smoother experience. On top of its engaging puzzles, the game continues to explore thought-provoking philosophical themes with depth and care. For players seeking an extra challenge, the Road to Elysium expansion offers brutally complex puzzles that will test even the most seasoned problem solvers. Number 9. Galactic Care. This one's not the usual type of game we cover, but with 20 spots to fill, why not shake things up? Few developers have successfully followed in the footsteps of Bullfrog Productions, creators of classics like Dungeon Keeper, Syndicate, and Theme Hospital. But Galactic Care finally captures their signature mix of humor, unique design, and polished production values. At its core, it's Theme Hospital meets Startopia, but it's more than a simple imitation. The game tasks you with building and managing a hospital to treat a variety of alien illnesses. You'll hire doctors, manage finances, and customize rooms and hallways to suit the tastes of different alien species. What sets Galactic Care apart are the small details. The quirky animations of alien patients, the dry humor in mission briefings, and the polished look of the entire game. The campaign is lengthy and keeps things fresh with diverse missions that add twists to the typical management formula. It might be a bit on the easy side, but it's undoubtedly one of the most polished and visually appealing management games in years. Number 8. Still Wakes the Deep. The Chinese Room, known for games like Dear Esther and Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, returns with this atmospheric first-person horror set on a wrecked oil rig. The game delivers AAA-level visuals and an immersive, linear story-driven experience that feels more like a traditional game than their earlier walking simulators. While it's not as expansive or mechanics-heavy as Alien Isolation, the strong writing and breathtaking visuals make it a standout title. If you approach it with the right expectations, you'll find a haunting and cinematic experience. Number 7. Remnant 2. The first Remnant was a bold experiment, a third-person shooter with Souls-like mechanics and roguelike elements that sounded risky, but ended up working brilliantly. The sequel takes everything that worked and improves upon it. One of the standout features of Remnant 2 is its atmosphere of mystery. Secrets are scattered throughout the darkest corners of its world, and the randomization of events makes uncovering them even more challenging. Each playthrough is unique, with players encountering entirely different scenarios, which keeps the experience fresh and unpredictable. The long-range combat focus sets this game apart from typical Souls-likes, and it's just as enjoyable solo as it is in co-op. The developers have delivered impressive production values, with spectacular boss fights and plenty of replay value for those who love hunting for hidden content. Whether you're a fan of the original or new to the series, this is an excellent entry. Number 6. Another Crab's Treasure. This quirky action platformer stands out with its mix of Souls-like combat and precision platforming. You play as a hermit crab, scavenging items like soda cans and shoes to use as shells, each offering unique abilities and defensive properties. While the game is lighter than Dark Souls in difficulty, it still offers a challenge, especially compared to other Souls-inspired titles. The story is unexpectedly dark and bitter, adding depth to the vibrant world and boss encounters. If you're a fan of Souls games, this one is worth your time. Number 5. Ghostrunner 2. Ghostrunner 2 takes everything great about the original and elevates it. The sequel boasts a wider variety of locations, gameplay styles, and improved production values. Boss battles feel more polished, and the story is more fleshed out this time around. One of the biggest additions is the motorcycle, which creates some incredible set-piece moments. The combat has also seen changes, like the addition of a block button, something fans of the original may find divisive, but it's undeniably a useful tweak. While not much longer than the first game, Ghostrunner 2 offers more depth and polish, making it feel like a true AA production. For fans of fast-paced, first-person action games, it's still the closest thing to a Hotline Miami experience in 3D, and it executes that concept beautifully. Number 4. RoboCop. Rogue City. Historically, tie-in games released years after their inspiration have been pretty awful. Just look at the Rambo game from these same developers. However, against all odds, they've turned things around. After redeeming themselves with a decent Terminator game, they've delivered an even better RoboCop title. While far from perfect, RoboCop Rogue City still manages to impress. The shooting mechanics are basic, and you'll primarily stick to one gun, but the sheer visual spectacle makes up for it. Environments get absolutely shredded in every major shootout, making combat deeply satisfying despite its simplicity. Even the quieter moments, like solving crimes and completing side quests, are enjoyable. And let's not forget Peter Weller. His performance captures the essence of RoboCop, even if the script doesn't reach the heights of the original movie. It's the perfect B-tier game, flawed in many ways, yet so much more than the sum of its parts. Number 3. Evil West. Opinions on Evil West are mixed, but for me, it's a solid 7 out of 10. A mid-tier action game that feels refreshing in today's gaming landscape. These kinds of titles were a staple in the past, but are increasingly rare in an age dominated by massive budgets and live-service games. Set in a supernatural version of the Wild West, the game doesn't excel in story, pacing, or world design. However, its combat system is phenomenal, like God of War turned up to 11. By the end, you're armed with so many tools, guns, and powers that it's almost overwhelming, yet undeniably fun. The game does start a bit slow, gradually introducing new mechanics, but once it gets going, it's a blast. It's not the best game you'll ever play, but at a discount, it's absolutely worth a shot. Number 2. Indika. Among the year's most unusual releases, Indika stands out for its surreal premise. Published by 11-bit studios, this game places you in the role of a 19th century nun, but don't expect a historical drama. It's a bizarre, wild ride. Visually striking and narratively unconventional, Indika defies expectations. While it may appear to be a walking simulator at first, it quickly reveals itself to be much more. The linear design emphasizes storytelling, with twists that are best experienced firsthand. For fans of the strange and unexpected, this game is an unforgettable journey. Number 1. Banishers. Ghosts of New Eden. This game epitomizes the AA experience, ambitious but not quite AAA. Drawing clear inspiration from God of War, 2018, it features exploration, crafting, and combat mechanics that echo Santa Monica Studios' work, yet it carves its own identity. Developed by the team behind Vamper, it's a step up in both scope and ambition. Set in the colonial settlement of New Eden, you play as a Banisher, a ghost hunter tasked with investigating supernatural cases. These investigations are the game's highlight, with well-written, morally complex narratives that challenge your decision-making. Choices carry significant weight, shaping the world and characters around you. The combat, involving a character-swapping mechanic, is divisive. While it may take time to master, it adds depth for those willing to engage. If combat isn't your priority, adjusting the difficulty allows you to focus on the compelling story. And that's all for today. What do you think of these picks? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for daily content. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. As always, thank you for watching. And remember, we are Gamespedia EX, your AI favorite video game source. I'll be back.